Everyone, I'm Priyanka and today we'll revise the poem How to Tell Wild Animals written by Carolyn Wells. First of all, introduction of the poem. In the poem, the poet has explained the characteristics of various wild animals in a very funny way. She has used language in a way that it generates humor. She is introducing the reader to various kinds of wild animals like Asian lion, Bengal tigers, bears, explaining each of the animals in a very funny way. When it comes to the explanation, we'll begin with the first stanza. It is, if ever you should go by chance to jungles in the east, she says, if you ever get a chance to go to jungle in the east, and if there should to you advance a large and tawny beast, and if any large and yellowish beast advances towards you, if he roars at you as you are dying, suppose the animals which is advancing towards you starts roaring at you and you will know it is the Asian lion. Then you should know that this animal is Asian lion. We'll see the literary devices used in this. First of all, to begin with the rhyme scheme, first line, last word chance. It is not rhyming with the second line, last word east. So chance will give A and east will give B. Again, we can see advance is rhyming with chance, so we'll give here A, and then beast is rhyming with east, so we'll give it B. Then in the next line, dine is not rhyming with any of the above, so we'll have to give it a new alphabet, that is C. And then in the last line is rhyming with dine, so we'll give it C. So rhyme scheme of this stanza is A, B, A, B, C, C. Second figure of speech which is there, it is enjambment. Enjambment is the figure of speech in which we find continuation of a sentence to the next line without the use of any punctuation mark. Here it is, and if there tawny beast means there is a tawny beast, and this line is continued. Second one is assonance, use of vowel sound O. Repetition of vowel sound whenever you find, that is assonance. And next are the figures of speech which are given here. They generally do not come in your exams. Now we move to the second stanza. Or if sometime when roaming around a noble wild beast greets you with black stripes on a yellow ground, just notice if he eats you. This simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. Now the poet is telling that suppose you are roaming around and then you see a noble wild beast is greeting you, and the beast is having black stripes over yellow body. Just notice if he eats you, and this animal only believes in attacking and then eating you. The simple rule may help you learn the Bengal tiger to discern. And if the animal is in such mood, then be sure that it is Bengal tiger. Literary devices again. Rhyme scheme for this stanza is also same. We'll see now the second figure of speech, that is alliteration. Alliteration means a repetition of consonant sounds. Okay, are at the start of two more closely connected words here, roaming, round. Here we can see are, roaming and round. Are. These consonant sounds are repeated here. It is alliteration. In case you find any other consonant sound repeated in any of the line, there also it will be alliteration. Then we have inversion and allusion and assonance. Assonance is the repetition of vowel sounds. If you find anywhere repetition of vowel sound, that is assonance. So again, previously I said inversion and allusion, these are rarely asked in your exams. Then we come to the next stanza. If strolling forth a beast you view, suppose you are strolling forth and again you see a beast. Those hide with spots, spots is peppered, and its skin is spotted like pepper is spread. As soon as he has leapt on you, you'll know it is the leopard, and it believes in leaping at you. It starts leaping. Then you have to come to know it is a leopard. This will do not good to roar with pain. He'll only leap and leap again. This animal doesn't believe in roaring and giving you pain. It's only leaps and tries to attack. Figure of speech again is same. Rhyming scheme is same. That is AB, and CC. Alliteration, which was repetition of consonant sound. Here we can find in he has. Okay. Here in the third line, he has. H is repeated, that is alliteration. Now repetition. Whenever words are repeated, then that is repetition. When letters are repeated, means consonant sound is repeated, that is alliteration. And when words as whole are repeated, that is repetition. Here we can see in the last line, lep and lep. This is repeated, it is a repetition. The next stanza. If when you are walking round your yard, you meet a creature there. Suppose you are walking around your yard someday and you meet a creature there who hugs you very, very hard. And that animal hugs you very, very hard. Again, as I said, that repetition here, we can see very and very repeated. Words repeated. So, figure of speech, repetition. If you see any animal while walking around your yard, you see any creature and this creature hugs you very hard, be sure it is a bear. And you'll have to be sure that it is, of course, a bear. If you have any doubts and if you think, no, it can't be bear, I guess he'll give you just one more cares. And again he'll hug you hard. Why? Because bears are considered to kill people only by hugging. Rhyme scheme as it is in the previous stanzas, it is same. Enjambment, continuation of sentence to the next line. That figure of speech is also there. Here we can see in the first line. If when you are walking round your yard, you meet a creature there. The same line is repeated. That is enjambment. Alliteration, repetition of W sound when walking. Okay. That is in the first line. When walking. That is alliteration because consonant sound is repeated. Assonance, repetition of vowel sound. That is meet creature. E and E. Don't go to the spelling that here it is 2 times E and here 2 times E here and here E and A. No. We take it on the basis of vowel sound, not vowels used. Next stanza. Though to distinguish beast of prey, a novice might nonplus. Though it is not difficult for people to identify between the beasts of prey, the crocodile you always may tell from the hyena thus. You obviously can identify a crocodile from a hyena. They are different. Hyenas come with merry smiles. Hyenas have smiles. But if they weep, they are crocodiles. And if you see any animal crying while eating another animal, if you see any animal crying, be sure that is crocodile. Then comes the literary device. Figure of speech, same, AB and CC. Then alliteration is used here. Use of consonant sound N. Here in the second line, we can see here novice, nonplus. N is repeated, consonant sound, it is alliteration. Enjambment again. Till this time you must have memorized it. The crocodile you always may tell from the hyena thus. May, and this line is continued here. We can see this line is continued from may to tell. The line is not changed. No punctuation mark is used here. That is enjambment. If similar characteristics you find in another line, then also there will be enjambment. Same figure of speech. Next stanza. The true chameleon is small. If the true chameleon, the property of a true chameleon is that it is small. A lizard sort of thing, and it is an animal like a lizard. He hasn't any ears at all. These animals have no ears at all and not a single wing, and they don't have wings as well. If there is nothing on the tree, thus the chameleon you see. If there is nothing on the tree, you look at a tree and you find that there is nothing on the tree, then be sure there is chameleon. Why? because they are experts in changing their skin color in order to hide themselves in their background where they are. Okay. Literary devices used. Again, rhyme scheme is A, B, A, B, C, C. Rhyme scheme of this stanza is also same. And then second one is alliteration, use of H sound. He hasn't. It is H sound is repeated. It means alliteration is there. We can see it in third line. It is he and hasn't. H sound is repeated. So alliteration. Consonants, use of G sound. Single wing. G. Okay. Consonants also you can skip this. Next. We move next now. Poem is over. Now we'll quickly recapitulate the poem. Summary is given. The poet is describing the various wild animals. These animals are very dangerous and she has introduced them one by one in a very funny way. First of all, she tells us about an Asian lion. She says that if you are visiting the jungles of the East and there you see an animal which has tawny skin and he roars so loudly that you will die out of fear. This means that you have come across an Asian lion. Next in the line is the Bengal tiger that she has explained to be a royal animal that at once attacks and kills a man. She says by adding humor that if this beautiful black striped animal kills you and eats you, then you have surely met a Bengal tiger. It means she is creating humor here. If you are eaten, after being eaten, you will come to know that it is a Bengal tiger. After this, she says that if the reader met an animal that has black spotted skin and it at once jumps on him, then it means that the reader has met a leopard. Moreover, she says that if one will cry out in pain, it may be of no use as the leopard will not stop attacking him. If you see a leopard and it jumps on you and you cry out of pain, then it is of no use because it is not going to stop. Then she moves on to the bear and she says, will hug you tightly. This is the way to recognize a bear as it kills a person by hugging him tightly. So she says that the bear will continue to hug us tightly and that is the only way to recognize him. After this, she asks a question to the readers that do they know how to recognize beasts that hunt their prey? Here, she explains about hyenas which she thinks have a smiling face and the crocodiles that have tears in their eyes. This can be seen when they are killing their prey. The last one in the list is chameleon. She says that it is a lizard-like creature which doesn't have ears and wings just like a lizard. Only this can help you differentiate between lizard and chameleon. She further says that the chameleon has a quality of changing its color according to the color of the surface. So, to explain this, she says that if the readers look at the tree and if he or she can only see the tree, this means that there is a chameleon sitting on it which has already turned its color to brown just like the branch of the tree. That is all about this poem. Thank you everyone for watching, and if any question ask me, I'll be happy to help you.